So welcome back to another Java tutorial. It's the third video in the playlist. So in the previous video, we just revised and again, knew about each term and the term in this, like about classes, objects, Java's entry point, main method, what does public do, static main, and all this void means. So now we'll be going and moving to as variables, which is a basic thing in programming. And here the different thing it mix is like just because of syntax and of those. For example, if you have learned Python, then there you can just write like uh, my number and just assign a value. But here it doesn't work like that. The thing you need to do here is different. So directly moving on that, I would like you to know about variables. For the viewers who have just started, they might be confused. What does a variable mean? So, like a variable is like a container that stores a value. Suppose uh, a variable is like a jar, and you put a value in that and it contains a value now. Think of it like a box where you keep something inside. You give this box a name so that you can use it later. That's the whole use case of variables. In Java, we declare a variable by specifying its type and name. Like, for example, we want to use the variable to store a digit, an integer. Then we have to first declare its type. So int is the type, and you can give a name for the variable like my num number equals to 10. Don't forget the semicolon. This is the syntax. So yes, this is the proper line for assigning a value to numeric value to a variable, integer variable. And this is one thing. Now let's just print it out and see, okay? So you can just write here my number. And don't put this inside double quotation because this is not a string to be printed out. This is a variable, and variable for this case mostly should not be kept inside a double quote or a single quote. Let's just run it again. Yeah, you can see that it's printed here. So like this, there are different data types. uh, Different data type, like the data type simply means like the type of value the variable will hold. For example, integer, string, double. Integer, int simply means integer. String means, of course, the strings, which is like, covered with the double quotation. And double data type is for those with decimal numbers. And now let's go through other types too. Like let's go through double. So the type is double, and let's give it a name, decimal, and it is used for storing variables like values like decimals. And similarly for a string, you can just write the data type which is a string, and just my text equals to by double quotation. You can write again hello. Yeah, and for printing it again, you can see the result here. So decimal and my text. Let's run it again. Yeah, you can see the value been printed here. And I will just specify you a rule for naming of variables. Okay, it's important because it might also make you in a lot of confusion, and sometime it will lead to an error, of course. So just start the name of the variable with letters like ABCD, also alphabet letters, rather than just the not a number. And I would suggest you to use camel case because it will make the name of the variable more into the site. And don't use spaces or special characters to name them. And don't use Java preserved keywords like int, class, public, and many others. So like here you can see like it is in camel cases. It seems pretty decent to just read the line. So yes, this is the whole concept of variables. It is very important to see this. We have just learned is integer, double, and string. These are the data types that are commonly used to store values. And the other thing is you can first of all declare it, like first declare and you can use it later. For example, we just use like integer. Suppose it's just a number for this number. You can just declare it now, or you can do like, for example, string too. String, uh, you can say like it's just text, and you can use it later like num equals to 11, and sorry, to be exact, of course, and txt text equals to hi, and you can again print it like same as always now, and text, and again you can just execute it. And you can see you can just either declare it at first, and you can declare and just use it at the same line. It's based upon your preference and work. So this is the end of this video, just the concept of variables. And in the next video, I'll be going more deep in this Java.